right, so in our continuing series, Thrill Geeks animated series, we are reviewing the episodes of Batman the Animated Series in order, and we are up to Prophecy of Doom, which was originally aired October 6th, 1992, directed by Frank Power, story by Dennis Marks, and a teleplay by Sean Catherine Derrick. And this is not a great episode.
I'm going to be much like Brian was last episode, and not have much to say.
Okay, then. Well, let's give Brian his due here.
Wow. Well, nobody was putting you down.
Oh, you were.
Brian, did you have a good out of this episode?
I did.
What?
I really liked the character design for what's his name?
Dr. Druid. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I liked it. I thought it was
first, but that's okay. Go ahead.
and I thought that the story was cool. I liked the story of it.
Really?
I did. I liked the him manipulating the rich into signing contracts. I thought it was actually a fairly complicated story for a throwaway episode. Really.
Okay. Well, throwaway episode's probably apt to just.
No, it wasn't thrown away. It's a problem. It should have been. Seriously.
Okay. Well, Keith, do you have a good out of this one?
No. It ended after about half an hour.
I liked the daughter. I liked the character of the daughter.
She was hot. I get it. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll chime in with my good. Actually, the score in this one was pretty awesome. It was based off of Holtz's The Planets. And for anybody who's a heavy metal guy knows that Black Sabbath, the opening bars of the actual song Black Sabbath is Holt's Mars from the Planets or whatever. So I thought, I immediately kind of recognized that, and my knowledge of classical music comes from like Warner Brothers cartoons, but I thought that the score was pretty good. All right, so sounds like there's going to be a lot of bad in this one.
I've only got a couple.
Okay.
I thought the animation was subpar. The animation was absolutely terrible. And I will point to probably the worst thing I've seen in animation. Not just in this series, but in animation was the fucking boat sinking.
Okay, yeah. The kind of like the singing of the Titanic, the big luxury liner.
That may be one of the shittiest, most amateurish things I have ever seen.
Wow.
I don't know how much money they saved doing it that way. I'm hoping a fucking ton.
Okay, wow. What else do you got?
That was it. That was the bads.
Well, Keith's looking at me over here, so I'm going to get mine out of the way, so I'll let Keith have the floor here. Again, we have an episode where Batman, who is this master hand-to-hand fighter, has been trained in 1,000 different arts all over the world, is having trouble with one guy. I had a real hard time with that, even though they kind of said, "Oh, this guy's an ex-stuntman" or whatever. It's like, I'm sorry, I've seen him kick the shit out of 6 or 7 gangsters, and he's having trouble with one ex-stuntman.
Stuntmen pull their punches too.
So, all right, Keith, you have the floor.
He had my bad, which was the animation was horrible.
So this was a Stuntman Unleashed?
It was. It was. Once upon a time in Hollywood it worked, but this did not. And my was, he got beat up by that guy like a couple times. A Jimmy Olsen clone again. They have a lot of those.
Because all gingers are evil, Keith.
They all do steroids too. But he just kicked the shit out of Batman like twice. How? So that was actually my not my bad. They all grouped together. This was bad, and it was a episode.
Okay. All right. Brian, what did you have a
I did not.
My 2 haws were, and you said that you like the complex story. I actually thought, and maybe I'm watching too many like old Dragnets with like the Bunko Squad or something, but it was like, Batman's really dealing with a guy who's essentially like a con artist who's trying to con these guys out of money. I was just like...
But they added a cult element to it that I thought was really cool, and I'm going to say I think is really timely for today.
Okay. And then one of my nitpicks was like they did the spinning newspaper headline, and it was like, Nostromo, the poor bastard, must have been like the most worst like bunko artist ever because he got life in. It said he got life in prison. I'm like, dude, life in prison for running a con? I'm like, oh my god.
He tried killing people.
Okay. Keith, I would assume you have no glee in this episode.
It ended. That's about it.
Okay, Brian, did you have a glee?
You know what I did? And then I added one because of Keith. You know what? I thought it was fun that Bruce Wayne, at the end, took it in the ass willingly. You know, oh, you got sucked in too, Bruce. Yeah, I did.
You should have been winking at the camera type of thing. Okay.
But he did. He took that and kind of left it as yeah, oh, that happened to me too. So your dad's not a bad guy. And then I thought that the tying the chick to the giant balls smashing together, that's kind of hot.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for putting a perverted spin on my glee of the episode, which was the entire fight on the planets.
Because it was hot.
Oh, jeez.
It was a chick tied to a giant ball smashing into other balls. It was hot. Don't tell me there wasn't a Freudian aspect to that you couldn't buy into. That as a 14-year-old boy you would be like, oh my god.
She wasn't gagged.
Oh god.
She would have been.
Okay, now I'm
that
gonna
got
gag.
cut.
And these guys are making me rethink this whole entire project. All right. So, Prophecy of Doom, gentlemen, what's your star rating? Keith?
What's less than one?
Oh, God.
I give it a 2.5.
I gave it one.
One star episode from Keith, 2.5 for Brian.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2.5. I thought it was a filler and not one of the best. All right. Let us know what you think online, guys. Hello, friends. You know who here. Check out the Three Old Geeks podcast wherever finer podcasts are downloaded. Let us know what you think of the reviews in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, or subscribe. Or else!